Hello, families. I just wanted to make a couple quick videos to go over some of our learning platforms that we have. I am a visual learner, so for me, it helps to see everything. So I wanted to send out a couple videos, and I will also try to add some written directions for anyone that needs to reference them. And again, thank you for your patience. I know that this is a learning curve for everyone, but it's going to get easier as we continue to learn together. So thank you. The first thing I wanted to show you was Google Meet because that's going to be the main one that we're going to be using. Between that, Clever, and Seesaw for our remote learning. So there's going to be two ways to get on Google Meet, and one is by if you're already in Google and your child is signed in with their Hamilton email, you'll see this little square. It's like a 3x3, it's got 9 squares, and we call that the waffle, but it's the Google Apps. So if you click there, it'll bring up all the different Google apps, and Meet is one of those options. And it will bring you directly to the Google Meet site. So again, if I'm just on Google and I'm logged in with my Hamilton email address, I will see this square that will bring up the Google apps and take me to Meet. Now, if I don't see that and I can't find the apps, you can always go to meet.google.com. And if you're signed in, you want to make sure you're signed in with your Hamilton email address, because if you're not, it won't bring up the same Google Meet. It'll bring up a different one. And you're going to click join or start a meeting, and that's where you're going to enter the nickname. We're always going to use that K Arrowwood nickname. It's just going to keep it consistent and easy for everyone to be able to join the meetings. If for some reason that ever changes, I will let you know. Possibly when we get into small groups, there might be different nicknames for that, but we're not going to worry about that yet. Right now, the only nickname you have to think and know is that K Arrowwood. So I'm going to type in my nickname. It's different for now, just for the video purpose, and I'm going to click continue. And that's going to bring me into my meeting. And you'll notice that it says how many people are in the call. I put myself on 2 other devices just so that you can see what it looks like with a couple people on the call. And I'm always going to click join now. Will let me join. And now when I'm in my meeting, I'm going to be up here in the top. And what you can do is you could always click. And if you click on this button, it will show you in the tile if for some reason your child wants to be bigger, wants to be able to see themselves, and then you can remove yourself. The other thing you can do, this button is a pin button. So if there's ever a time where maybe I'm reading a story or showing something and that you only want to see that person, you can hit pin. And you'll also be able to see that over the tile. So if I hover my mouse, I'll be able to remove someone. I can't unmute someone, and I'll be able to pin someone. So if I click that pin button, that's going to be the only person on the screen. And then I can unpin that button. We've started talking about down in this side, can't really see it, but that's just going to be the meeting nickname, which once we're in the meeting, we don't really need. So that's the meeting nickname. If for some reason we needed to send anything out, it would be in there, but we're not really going to worry about that. You'll notice that if I put my mouse on the main screen, this white bar will disappear. So if I moved it too fast. So if I am just in my meeting, the white bar will disappear. So in order to bring that white bar back up, you just have to move your mouse down to the bottom. And that's where you'll find our mute and our unmute button. This button right here will end the call. So when it's time to hang up, that's how you're going to end the call. And this one will be our camera on and our camera off. If you wanted captions, kind of like a subtitles, you can always turn on the captions and it will write at the bottom what I am saying. So that's an option as well. I'm going to turn them off. The present buttons, that's really just for me as the teacher to share my screen. You're not going to really need to do that right now. If you ever did, you would click it and it would bring up the different tabs. And these 3 dots in the bottom, this we sometimes call the snowman, or I just call them the 3 dots. If you click there, that's going to bring you to the change layout. So if I click change layout, sometimes I might want to be in the sidebar, so it puts one big and then it puts other small over here. You can be in spotlight view where it only puts the one person, and this is going to vary depending how many people are on the meeting. So that's why sometimes we might have to play around with the layout. So just so you know where they are, those 3 dots, change layout, and then the tiled view. And that's going to help you see most of the people on the meeting. Also in these 3 dots is if you ever wanted to make it into full screen. If you, doesn't seem to really make too much of a difference, full screen, the captions, and then there's settings in here. We're not going to really have to worry about them. If there is anything that maybe you need help with your microphone or your camera, you're going to find it in settings. So that's kind of everything at the bottom of Google Meet. At the top, that's where if I ever ask you to go find the chat, that's where it will be. So if I click on this people, that kind of just shows me who's in the meeting. And I can also access the chat from there. So if I were to send out a link for art, and maybe you were to copy and paste that link there. I'm also going to show you how to get to the different subject areas so we don't always have to go through this. Another way, so again, whether you hit the people or the chat, it will bring you to here. So you're going to have people on one side, you're going to have chat on the other side. And again, that's really mostly all you're going to need with Google Meet. Again, it's a little hard when that bar disappears on the bottom, but just again, move your mouse down and you'll be able to find it. I hope this helps a little bit, and if you need any extra help, please let me know. Thank you.